What do you have today, Mr. Gomez?
Chair, I'm presenting on a suspense item, Assembly Bill 1550. And I'm doing that for a couple of reasons. The main reason is that I never present on suspense bills, but I believe that this bill is important enough that I want to grab people's attention that I am presenting on it. AB 1550 deals with our GGRF allocations. It will increase the percentage that goes to disadvantaged communities to directly in 25% and an additional 25% to low-income households, no matter where they are in the state. This is up to programs that actually benefit low-income households. We had discussions regarding a lot of our programs regarding cap and trade, GGRF, and there's a lot of discussion, are they really benefiting the entire state? Are they really benefiting the individuals that have the least amount of money to be able to adapt to climate change and to play an active role? So this bill tries to make up for some of the deficiencies of the Cal Enviro screen that a lot of people have problems with, to make sure that people can get the resources they need. It is very different than a lot of the GGRF bills that are out there. This bill doesn't create a new program. It doesn't do a continuous appropriation. It doesn't prescribe what programs will be funded and which will not, and it doesn't affect this year's budget allocation when it comes to GGRF funding. This is a policy bill meant to actually create a greater buy-in of all the communities throughout California. That's why you have the rural counties representatives in support of this bill, and you have over 70 different organizations. My goal is not to predetermine where the money goes per se to a particular district, but really to help those disadvantaged communities and low-income households. I have a couple of witnesses here to testify, and I know that we'll keep it short as well.
Yes, thank you. My name is Alvaro Sanchez. I'm the Director of Environmental Equity at the Green Lining Institute. Thank you so much for the time. AB 1550 really gets at a couple of things. One, it keeps California on the good path that it started in terms of investing in disadvantaged communities. And additionally, it makes this progress more equitable by increasing the ability of low-income households in and outside of disadvantaged communities from benefiting from the resources. I want to clarify that when we mean households, we also mean communities. So not just the individual households that live outside of disadvantaged communities, but those communities that they live in. This program is, as the leadership of the SB 535 coalition, a coalition throughout California, representative of over 200 organizations. This was the #1 priority issue for them as a policy objective, to both increase our investments in disadvantaged communities and make them more equitable and representative of the need that exists in the state. So we urge your aye vote.
Madam Chair and members, Bill McGavern with the Coalition for Clean Air and the SB 535 Coalition in strong support. This bill builds on the success of SB 535 from 4 years ago, which initially directed some of our climate money to disadvantaged communities. And this will help for the people in the state that are hit the worst by climate change, yet have the fewest resources with which to address it. It's both a smart and an equitable way to invest our climate dollars. And we also agree with the comment in the analysis that the bill should clarify that the percentage that goes for low-income people would benefit communities or populations comprised predominantly of low-income households. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other speakers in support?
Good morning. Michelle Parasette with Public Advocates in strong support.
Good morning. Satina Pasquini with the Rural County Representatives of California in support.
Rosanna Carvacho on behalf of the Alameda County Board of Supervisors, also in support.
Thank you. Any speakers in opposition? Department of Finance?
No file, Madam Chair.
Would you like to close?
Just that I appreciate your consideration, and I just wanted to make sure that I emphasize the importance of this bill today. So thank you so much.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Gomez. We're now going to move to Mr. Wagner. Mr. Wagner, I assume you are going to present on AB 1868.
I am.
The chair has recommended to hold this in committee.
Understood, and as long as the other bill I have up today stays on consent, I'll only present on 1868. Briefly, the point of this bill is this. We are the lawmakers in the state of California. We are the ones who stand for election to make the laws. We are the ones who are entrusted with that privilege by our constituents. And we are the ones who ultimately should be responsible for the laws in the state of California. Unfortunately, as we all know, there is a huge regulatory system out there that also is responsible for and does, in fact, make laws that result in fines for our constituents, in some cases can result in jail time for our constituents, but that otherwise function exactly like the laws that you and I are supposed to be making. What this bill does is provide for a very, very little bit of additional oversight of that regulatory body so that we can again be the rule makers, the lawmakers, the folks who are responsible and ultimately stand before our constituents for those laws. This bill went through policy committee, and as is true of any Republican bill that gets here, came out on a strong bipartisan basis. The fiscal side of this bill, we have worked very, very hard to narrow. What the bill does briefly is this. If any one of those rulemaking bodies is in fact going to propose a rule that has some consequence for your constituent, they are already required by law to present to folks who might have an interest in that subject area, might be within the ambit of the rule and potentially violate it, otherwise have some sort of a cognizable interest in the bill, in the rule, are supposed to get notice. It's already being done. What this bill does is add 2 more folks electronically, no mailing, no cost to the state, electronic notice when it's going out to a whole list of folks already in code to get added. Who are they? They are the committee secretaries for the Assembly and the Senate committee that has jurisdiction. Why? It is true, as the analysis notes, that that information is already on the web. We, our committees, our committee staffs would have to go out and get it. What this bill just says is put in the committee's inbox a note that you're making another rule so that the committee that has jurisdiction doesn't have to go out and search, but instead can take a look and affirmatively act if it wants to. Probably won't. We do precious little oversight in this body as it is, but this gives us one extra tool, electronic, no cost, to try to get us back in the oversight and the rulemaking, the lawmaking business. With that, I ask for your aye vote. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. And since Mr. Jones is not paying attention, I'll second it. And with that, I urge an aye vote. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Wagner. Speakers in support?
Dennis Albiani on behalf of the California Family Business Association, the California Grain and Feed Association, and the Almond Hullers and Processors Association. We support.
Sorry. Aaron Guerrero on behalf of the California Building Industry Association, also in support.
Speakers in opposition? Department of Finance?
No file, Madam Chair.
So I want to thank you. This information is available. In fact, our committee secretaries could simply go to the website and sign up to get this email. I think that because committee secretaries change, the obligation to then change who it's being sent to, that it makes much more sense on a fiscal reasoning to have our committee secretaries go and sign up for those emails that they'd like to receive with this information or to find it on the web, rather than have the onus be on the OAS. Is it the OAS? OAL. To update that list and send it out. Since it's already available, you know, this is an expenditure of funds, no matter how small, and one that seems unnecessary and duplicative. So I have asked that it be held in committee. Do you want to close?
Well, let me address that, and if there are any additional questions. But it is true. The information is out there, which is why the cost is so minimal, if non-existent, and the Department of Finance hasn't even opened a file. But you do make precisely the point that I would like to emphasize. committee secretaries do change, committee staff does change, committee members change, and to expect them each time they change to go back in and make some sorts of requests is in fact counterproductive. Things are going to slip through the cracks if we do put the onus on OAL, and the onus is only to add these 2 extra folks to the list that they're already distributing. If we put the onus on them, the change in committee staff, the change in committee secretaries is not going to matter, and it's not going to cause the committee to miss something that it otherwise should see and should have some oversight over. So the fact of the change of committee membership and committee staff is in fact a reason why the onus does belong and is more appropriately put on OAL, and why we did it. We're not creating any additional work for them. With that, I ask for your aye vote, and thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. That does have a C roll call with Republicans voting aye and the Democrats voting no. The bill fails. Mr. Santiago, would you like to present? Mr. Santiago, I assume that you are going to waive the presentation on suspense, you will not present on consent, and you will start with AB 1934, which enjoys a due pass recommendation.
Yes, Madam Chair, thank you. AB 1934 really brings 2 things that will help municipalities. It's the tension between having more tax dollar revenue through sales tax and also the need for affordable housing. So this looks to change some of the density bonus current laws to allow for mixed-use development on the bottom and affordable housing on the top. And I do ask for an aye vote.
Thank you. Are there speakers in support?
Aaron Guerrero with the California Building Industry Association in support.
Move the bill.
Second.
Speakers in opposition?
Kendra Harris with the League of California Cities who oppose this measure. We have a number of concerns with the bill. Most of them are policy-oriented, so I won't get into them today, but we do want to thank the author for establishing the first stakeholder meeting, which occurred yesterday, to talk about some of these issues that we have with the bill, and hopefully through further conversations we can add some more clarity to the definitions in the bill. But at this time, we do remain opposed, and we ask for your no vote.
Good morning, Kira Ross on behalf of the City of Sacramento. Unfortunately, we do oppose the bill. We would echo the concerns of the City of concerns and comments of the City of Sacramento. Thank you.
Department of Finance.
No file, Madam Chair.
I'm going to start with Ms. Eggman, and I know Ms. Bonilla also has.
Sure. Thank you. And I just want to thank the author for his work on this issue. It came through local gov committee, and we had some concerns about the feasibility, and so I think putting the stakeholder group together and really developing some criteria about what would count and what would not is admirable, and I look forward to the continued work on this bill.
Sure. Thank you.
Ms. Bonilla.
Thank you that you're continuing to work. I have a yes vote today, but withhold my vote on the floor, hoping that the stakeholders can be satisfied. Thank you.
That's right.
Thank you. I know that there are a number of density bonus bills coming through today, and there's still some work that needs to be done, and that's been communicated, and I know you've committed to continue doing that work. Would you like to close, Mr. Santiago?
Absolutely, and thank you, Madam Chair. And I also should have started with thanking the local government chair for her work and her committee chief consultant's work to helping us to make this a better project. And I would encourage continued participation by any members really who will help us to make this a better bill. So thank you, and I ask for an aye vote.
Thank you. There was a motion by Mr. Quirk, a second by Mr. Calderon, and this bill passes with Republicans not voting and Mr. Gallagher voting aye. Would you like to move on to AB 2208?
Yes, Madam Chair. Thank you. AB 2208 requires that when local governments update their housing element, that specifically they consider the existence of air rights on underutilized properties as potential placements for future affordable housing developments.
Second.
Respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you. Speakers in support? Speakers in opposition? Department of Finance?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Finance estimates this bill will impose no reimbursable state-mandated costs on cities and counties by requiring them to make the specified additions and updates to their general plans, since the counties may increase the fees they charge to recover any additional planning costs. Thank you.
Thank you. Would you like to close?
I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have
I'll talk to you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. This gets out, the motion was by Mr. Calderon, the second by Mr. Quirk, and this gets out on an A roll call with Mr. Bigelow voting no and going to talk to you later.
Thank you.
Mr. Ting. For the first time, we've made it over an hour. I'm trying.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm here to discuss AB 2437. It was introduced on behalf of the Community Health for Asian Americans and Asian Americans Advancing Justice. It encourages nail salons, requires nail salons to post know your rights information so that employees can really understand their rights. We've had issues where workers are improperly classified as independent contractors when they really should be employees. We think this is a helpful step in really educating them so they actually understand their rights and could report matters and take them into their own hands. With that, I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
We have a motion by Mr. Quirk and a second by Mr. Calderon. Speakers in support.
Andrew Medina of Asian Americans Advancing Justice, California, one of the co-sponsors in strong support.
Thank you. Gina De Silva with the California Immigrant Policy Center in strong support.
Speakers in opposition. Department of Finance.
No file, Madam Chair.
Would you like to close?
Just ask for aye vote.
And that gets out on a B roll call. Thank you, Mr. Ting.
Thank you.
Mr. Thurmond, you're here to present on a suspense candidate, AB 2873. You may proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the committee. It's an honor to present AB 2873. This bill addresses how we make sure that all of our buildings are in compliance with ADA requirements. It simply provides additional training opportunities for individuals who would be trained in the certified program to learn about how we comply with ADA. It draws on local fees to help pay for the program, and we think that it will help to reduce lawsuits as we are in better compliance with ADA, and most importantly, to create great access within our buildings in the state of California. And I'd respectfully ask for your aye vote. Should there be questions, we do have a witness here today from disability rights advocates who would love to provide context.
Thank you very much. Does the witness wish to add any context to this? If not,
Evelyn Abu Hassan with Disability Rights California. I think the member stated it well. I'm here to answer any questions that you have. This is a self-generating fee bill to help ensure compliance. It's good for business. It's good for the community. Thank you.
thank you very much. Other witnesses today in support of this bill? Any witnesses in opposition? Department of Finance? Oh, we have opposition slowly coming up.
Erin Guerrero on behalf of California Building Industry Association and also speaking on behalf of the California building officials. While we still have some concerns, we're very pleased that the author is working on those with us, and we are very optimistic that we'll work them out.
Kendra Harris with the League of Cities. We also have some concerns that we've communicated with staff, and we hope that we can work those out with the author and the staff. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Department of Finance.
No file, Mr. Chair.
No file. Members, are there any questions? Seeing none, Mr. Thurmond, as you know, this is a candidate for suspense, so we'll be taking it up at a later time. Thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you.
Mr. Bloom. You have a number of bills on suspense and 2 to be heard. What's your pleasure? Would you like to start with or waive some?
I have 4 bills I'd like to present on, and I'll be as brief as possible, if that's all right. Can we start with 2501?
We may. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Housing density bonus law provides valuable financial benefits to developers that make the inclusion of affordable units possible. However, the law has a number of ambiguous provisions that discourage developers in some areas of the state from utilizing it, or that are used by some local governments to prevent developers from accessing the law's benefits. Developers and local governments need certainty in order for density bonus law to be an effective incentive to produce affordable housing, and right now that certainty is lacking. AB 2501 streamlines the process and gives developers certainty by clarifying a number of ambiguous provisions in order to increase the law's effectiveness as an incentive to build desperately needed affordable homes with no cost to the state. This isn't a cure-all to all of our current housing crisis, but it's an important tool in helping to build more affordability and workforce housing. Thank you, and I ask for your aye vote. We have Brian Augusta with Housing Advocates here as witness.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good morning. Brian Augusta on behalf of the California Rural Legal Assistance Foundation and also our co-sponsors, Western Center on Law and Poverty. As the author has noted, this bill will help ensure the production of affordable housing. It has no identified state costs. We have broad support throughout the industry, and we would urge an aye vote.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Keith Dunn on behalf of the California Apartment Association. Glad to be here in support of this measure and ask for an aye vote.
Speakers in support.
Madam Chair, members, Pat Moran with the San Diego County Apartment Association in support.
Speakers in opposition.
Madam Chair, members, Kendra Harris with the League of California Cities. We remain opposed to this measure and ask for your no vote today. We have a number of concerns with this bill. Primarily, we believe that the provisions in the bill allow the developer to demand concessions and incentives that are beyond what's needed for the affordable housing component of the project. So, in addition to a number of other policy concerns with the bill, so we ask for your no vote today.
Good morning, Kira Ross on behalf of the cities of Sacramento and San Marcos in opposition.
Department of Finance.
No file, Madam Chair.
Thank you. We do have a motion by Mr. Calderon, a second by Mr. Holden. As with Mr. Santiago, I know that there's still concerns, and the author is still going to continue to work with stakeholders as we move this forward. Would you like to close?
That is correct, and I ask for your aye vote.
And this bill passes with Republicans not voting and Mr. Gallagher and Mr. O'Bernalty voting no. Next bill.
Thank you. AB 2299.
This enjoys a due pass recommendation.
Thank you. California is struggling to adequately meet its housing needs, especially for housing that is affordable, near job centers, and public transportation. While second units can serve as much needed rental housing, they can also provide homes for college students, elderly parents, or individuals with disabilities who need to live close to their families or others who can provide them support. So AB 2299 will ease and streamline current statewide regulations as well as encourage the building of accessory dwelling units as a way to create more housing options. Currently, several cities are looking at local ordinances to improve or incentivize the creation of ADUs as a way to create more rental property and income for families to stay in their current homes. The bill has very little cost to the state, but will go a long way to help solve our current housing crisis. And I ask for your aye vote.
Thank you. I think there was a motion and a second by Mr. Calderon, so we're going to go with a motion by Mr. Calderon and a second by Mr. Holden, and speakers in support.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Keith Dunn on behalf of the California Apartment Association, asking for your support.
Madam Chair and members, Pat Moran with Aaron Reed and Associates representing the San Diego County Apartment Association in support.
Speakers in opposition.
Madam Chair, members, Kendra Harris of the League of California Cities. We remain opposed to this measure. We ask for your no vote. While there's no cost to the state, there are significant costs to our local governments, and so for those reasons, we must remain opposed. Thank you.
Department of Finance.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Department of Housing and Community Development may incur some minor costs to prepare a technical assistance memo to provide guidance to local governments on the requirements of the bill, which are minor and absorbable. However, probably the greater concern is the bill requires local governments to adopt an ordinance regarding the creation of second units, which may create a state reimbursable mandate. A cost estimate is unavailable at this time. However, costs would depend on the number of local governments that currently do not have an ordinance related to the creation of second units. Whenever the legislature mandates a new program or higher level of service on any local government, the state is required to reimburse that local government for the associated costs. Thank you.
Would you like to close?
I ask for your aye vote.
Thank you. That gets out on a B roll call.